Hi everybody, good evening. Look, this is the Johnson Mclang Show. I am back. This is season 3, episode 1. Um, this is our big episode. I was gonna do it last week, but I forgot to do it, so I moved it to today. So welcome back to the Johnson Mclang Show. So there's lots to talk about today. It's been a while, and the last time we were here, we were talking about the 2022 election. Um, I feel like this is going slow for some reason, because my mouth isn't moving with. Well, maybe it is. Is it going slow? I don't know. I guess I won't know until I watch it back. So yeah, let's see. Let's do a test. Right? Let's see. This test was okay, I guess it's not going slow. I haven't been on camera for a while like this. This goes up, so. I don't know. I just feel weird right now. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just oh, I kind of hate that. I don't want to end it. Okay, so I guess let's get started. So the last time we left off was at the 2022 midterm election. So that's where we left off. I'm not gonna make this live stream too long for all of y'all today, um, but I just want to kind of come in here and talk about what's been going on with our nation. So since the 2022 midterms, a lot has happened. Oh my God. Um, so with anything, so and at the time, my last episode, the end of season 2, was the midterm episode, and that was a big deal because the midterms were a big deal for all of us. Um, and we didn't know officially who was the winner on election night, and it went kind of like a month or so until we found out the results, um, which is concerning kind of, but um, we were hoping for a red wave. We were all hoping for a red wave, and we didn't get the red wave we totally wanted. Um, we wanted to win the Senate. Unfortunately, the gang seats in the Senate, to be honest with you, let's be honest about it. It's sad, it's sad that, we lost the Senate. We were wanting to win the Senate, but we didn't. And let's be honest about it, and we just didn't win. It wasn't the red wave that we wanted, but we did get a red wave. Let's be honest about that. We did get a red wave. And we won the House of Representatives with the red wave. So we've had a very big red wave in the House. For state elections, like governor elections, especially Florida, Florida was a really red wave. So yes, the Democrats and liberal and the media say, "Oh, we didn't have a red wave." Well, we did have a red wave in the House. Um, we flipped lots of seats in the House that Democrats won before in 2018, and even won in 2020. So this was a red wave for the House, and that was a big deal because the House has done a lot, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So we won majority of the House. Unfortunately, we lost in the Senate. Um, that's where we left off, unfortunately. But it was a red wave, and the House was a big deal because they do, you know, it stops Biden's agenda. Um, we have investigations on COVID. We have investigations on China. We have investigations, on Biden. And Hunter Biden going on right now. So, um, so the house is very important. What? What do you want? Water on the table? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, so we did win the house, and that was great. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So, earlier this year, we took our new majority, um, and we were trying to elect a speaker House, which we, yes, it did take 15 rounds, and yes, the Democrats, talked about it. And yes, we do have a narrow majority, but we have a majority now, and that's what counts. Yes, it did take 15 rounds, which is very historic, to get a speaker, and we chose Kevin McCarthy, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But, um, yes, it took 15 rounds, yes, but we still got it done. And we've done a lot of things for the House, lots of changes to the House of Representatives compared to when Democrats had the House. We started a committee on China to investigate China. We have, uh, um, we investigated Hunter Biden. We investigated President Biden, um, crazy Joe Biden, and um, so we're investigating and we're also investigating COVID. And here's some of the great things we have done with the House. We have the House is trying to benefit the American people more than the Democrats did back when it was Speaker Pelosi. We've done a lot to help the American people with um, energy independence. We're working hard with trying to secure our border. There's so much more to do. But we have done a lot to help our economy, to help inflation. Now, I know nothing's going to get passed with President Biden or the Senate right now. I know that, but the House is trying their hardest. And they're still probably going to try their hardest to help benefit the American people. They want to benefit the American people. And they're attempting really hard. But right now it's just hard to do it with divided government. But East are trying. Democrats didn't even try to benefit the American people. They made life for American people more difficult than it already is. Um, so, um, but we're trying our best to help the American people with gas prices, with inflation, with energy independence, with um, lowering spending with the government, especially that. Um, So we're working hard, and we have been working hard, and I think we'll continue to work hard. Yes, we have had some challenges, some bumps in the road with the debt ceiling crisis, a short period of time, and that was a battle, and we almost had a default, our first default, but we didn't make it to that point. We got the work done, we worked together bipartisanly, and we got that debt ceiling done with the help of Kevin McCarthy and the help of um, Republicans. So we canceled the debt ceiling basically until 2025, which prevented an awful event from happening, a default, which would hurt the American people. So that was something great that we done. And also something great that we got done is we opened back the Capitol building for the people. It's the people's house. It was the people's speaker. That was great, and we defunded 8,000 something IRS agents that were targeting the American people. So we had done lots of great things in the House. Yes, we had challenges. Yes, some of the Republicans are divided right now, and we're divided earlier this year. But hopefully we can get that fixed. And we just got done with the spending. I mean, we just avoided a shutdown. We were so close to a shutdown. Um, and yes, maybe Kevin McCarthy did work a little bit with Democrats. But what can we do? We couldn't have a government shutdown that would hurt veterans. That would hurt some Americans and hurt government employees and not get paid. So just like we did debt ceiling limit, and with the um, with the shutdown, we avoided both of those things. Thank God we avoided the shutdown. Thank God we avoided the default. But we have to work on dough cuts with certain things right now. And I guess they were mad at Kevin doing that. But what else can we do? What else can we do right now with the Senate? So, um, and we're trying to do our hardest here. He did his best that he could. And he was a great speaker, much better than Nancy Pelosi, and much better than Winos. I don't think he is a wino. If he was a wino, he wouldn't support Trump if he was a wino. Um, so, some people say he's a wino, some Republicans say he's a wino, but I don't think he's a wino. I think he wants to help the American people. He has helped the American people to the best of his ability. He helped avoid a shutdown. He helped avoid a default. Um, but the people are upset that we're not getting nothing done. But I think some of those people probably voted for Democrats for the Senate. So it's the Senate that we can't get things done because the people that you elected to the Senate won't get them done. And I think some Republicans don't like McCarthy, Democrats don't like McCarthy, Democrats don't like the House Republicans, but things I do believe will get better with the House. And what happened just yesterday, unfortunately, the People's Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, which I think he did a great job as Speaker, much better than anyone else, in my opinion. But you can believe whatever you want to believe about Kevin McCarthy. But unfortunately, the Republicans and Democrats, 8 Republicans, including Matt Gaetz, which are just selfish. He's just selfish and stubborn. And Matt Gaetz has been stubborn since January, when we were trying to get the Speaker in the first place. Unfortunately, they voted to vacate the Speaker. The wonderful representative from North Carolina, Patrick McHenry, which is a complete savage, in my opinion. He is now the Speaker pro tempore. He's not the Speaker, but he's temporary. He's the temporary Speaker until they find a replacement for McCarthy, sorry. Anyway, McHenry right now is the pro tempore, and I guess former Speaker Pelosi has office space, I guess, and this is in the news, and he ordered Speaker pro tempore Patrick McCarthy, which I think McKinley, that does good things. I think he does great things, and he works well with McCarthy when he was Speaker. But if he does a good enough job as the Speaker pro tempore, I think he should be the Speaker. Anyway, this is one of the first things that Speaker pro tempore Patrick McHenry done, which is savage, is vacate Nancy Pelosi, Representative Pelosi's office that she had. So he's taking over Nancy Pelosi's office space that she had. Apparently she had office space. But he was a savage and he got rid of that office space, which was amazing to me. And there's some people that want to be Speaker, and we have to find a new Speaker. Hopefully it's easier than January. It might be harder, I don't know. But Donald Trump is not happy right now about what the Republicans are doing. And he wasn't happy about Matt Gaetz doing this to the Republican Party. he wants to, and I want the Republican Party to unite. The Freedom Caucus with the general Republicans. And they all support, most of them support Trump anyway, but all of them need to work together um, to get things done for the American people. And they have got things done, most part. Um, but now, I think with the avoiding the shutdown and how we avoided it, which thank God we did, we'll have to avoid it again in 45 days, but at least we avoided it for now. Um, but um, I think that caused a more divide. It's very historic. This is the first time ever we had a motion to vacate, and this is the first time in American history that we vacated a speaker, the people's speaker, and he'll be missed as speaker. So this is historic and crazy to me, what we done. It saddens me in a way. But anyway, so some people like the majority with, majority leader, Steve, what's his name? Steve Scalise, from Louisiana. I don't remember his name, but he's the majority leader for the Republicans, and they're thinking that he would be speaker next. But he's also unfortunately dealing with cancer right now, unfortunately, and I feel bad for him because he has cancer, and I wish best wishes to him and his family and his loved one, and hopefully he gets well soon. And I think Steve does lots of great things for the House. I trust Steve too, with the House. I think Steve has done great things. He's a part of Kevin McCarthy's team, so I trust McCarthy. I trusted McCarthy. I still trust McCarthy as a representative. Hopefully McCarthy will still be a majority leader or something like that, hopefully. I don't know. But I trust McCarthy and I trust his team, McCarthy's team. And I hope he gets well soon, Steve gets well soon. Another person they're filling out is Trump, or Jim Jordan, which all three of those people sound great. Trump, I trust Trump for sure. I have some stuff to say about Trump too. But anyway, and the Republicans. But I trust, Jim Jordan. I trust Trump, and that'd be so cool if Trump was speaker. But so they're throwing out these people, and I think they would make a good speaker too. But I think Kevin is a great speaker, truly great. And other things that he's done right now, and I think other news that happened recently which was amazing. I think karma is starting to get at the Democrats even more. Karma was winning the election in 2022 and getting rid of former Speaker Pelosi. But I think karma is starting to get to Democrats with the 2022 House election. They're finding classified documents with Biden. They're finding bad things about New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez and his controversy. I think karma is starting to hit this Democrat Party, with all the bad things that have been happening the last couple of years, and this year with the Democrats. I think karma is happening to Joe Biden, to Biden. And the House right now, and this is amazing, the House is, and with the Kevin McCarthy's help, impeached Joe Biden. Now, if Kevin McCarthy was a rhino, he would not be impeaching Biden. But McCarthy in the House has officially started impeachment inquiry into President Biden, which is great news for us. but Democrats aren't happy about it, and Nancy Pelosi's view of impeachment has changed since Trump. So apparently, um, but if they're gonna, I think they got what they wish for. They got what they deserve. If they can impeach Trump, then we can impeach Biden. And Biden deserves to be impeached with his business dealings, with his classified documents. Another thing great that has happened is Hunter Biden has got indicted, officially indicted about gun charges, um, and other charges like that. And I think his scandals that Trump bought about in 2020 is coming true. And even Democrats are saying it. So, yeah, I think karma is really starting to hit Democrats with President Biden, with Hunter Biden, with winning this election in 2022, taking over the House. And there's more and more victories, and more and more things being exposed. I think karma is coming, and I believe in karma totally. So I think karma is happening to President Biden and Democrats with a bunch of stuff, and the House done lots of great things, to benefit the American people, getting rid of IRS agents, defunding the IRS agents, trying to help the border, and doing this to Biden, impeaching Biden, investigating China, um, and helping Israel, and helping Italy, and meeting with Italy, and also helping India, our allies, and creating a better relationship with those countries, which is great. That's something that McCarthy done. And also, we're investigating COVID, and they're finally telling the truth about COVID, which we already knew all along. And we officially ended the COVID-19 bullcrap emergency. So, but anyway, about time. Um, but I think we'll find a new speaker, and I think the impeachment will continue. I think the great things for American people will continue. Maybe even better things for American people. I don't know. Um, until we find a new speaker, um, but I think once we get a new speaker, and hopefully we can unite as Republicans with the Freedom Caucus, and hopefully we can get stronger and focus on stuff that we need to do in 2024, and we need to unite as House Republicans. They need to unite, and Trump wants them to unite, and we need to follow Trump, President Trump. Now, and we need to really focus, the House Republicans need to focus on 2024 with the House elections in 2024 again. And we need to focus on that. We need to unite and do better for the American people. And unite in anything. And focus on 2024 with policies. And also focus on the election. Republicans also need to focus. We need to focus on the Senate election too, which is looking good. And I think great things are happening for Republicans across the country. And I think we are becoming more and more conservative again. And maybe this is a hard topic, but maybe we lost that conservative stuff a little bit in 2020. Maybe. But I think we're getting back to common sense, and we're getting more conservative as a nation, I feel like. And voters are getting more conservative, and they're seeing the mistakes they probably made in 2020. I just think, lots of things were happening in 2020. Maybe people kind of lost connection with the Republican Party. Maybe they lost connection with Trump. Or maybe they decided to do something that they regret now, and they're going to fix it, hopefully. And I see it, kind of. And I just think lots of things are worse for the Democrats, starting to get worse, and karma is starting to happen for them, and we keep on getting better and better as Republicans, and
What?
nothing. Um, so, um, so that's a great thing to start happening. And we have done lots of great things in the House, and I think we'll continue to do great things in the House once we fix whatever the issue is um, and find a new leader, a new speaker. But they have, and I think we're seeing small victories, but still victories. Um, and another thing is, um, and we're seeing mayors, Democrat mayors and governors waking up, and they're actually realizing there is an immigration crisis. There is a crisis at the border, a migrant crisis, sorry, and they're waking up and seeing it, and not being woke anymore about it, and waking up. And some of these Democrat mayors are switching sides and moving to the Republican Party, which is a good sign for us. And I think I saw the other day that a Texas mayor that was Democratic, this guy, I don't know who it was, but I don't know his name, but it was some Democrat mayor that turned into a Republican in Texas. And Dallas, Texas, a Democrat city at one point, and hopefully maybe the voters and citizens of Dallas are still Democratic, but maybe the new mayor, the Republican mayor now that used to be Democratic, maybe can influence his citizens, and maybe his citizens will vote for him again whenever his next election is, and maybe vote for Republicans and get more Republican voters in our hands. Even though Texas is a red state already, but maybe we can get more and more voters, possibly. So that's great news for Dallas, and that's awesome. But I think we're having small victories, and sometimes it's hard to see it. It is, but we are having victories, and that's a great victory for the Republicans. It might be hard to see it, but we are. Um, Now let's talk about Trump. My view kind of, got a little bit over the summer this year. My view of what's going on with Trump kind of changed. And I mean, so with his now the witch hunt is getting worse and worse again. He is getting indicted for bullcrap stuff, and I agree that he should not be charged with indictments and he should not be dealing with this. Um, and I still support Trump. Don't get me wrong. He's done great things for this nation, and hopefully he wins. But here's my issue. Here's my concern. As a voter, as a citizen, as a supporter of his, I just, I just don't see him being in the White House anymore. I just don't see it in a way. And this might sound crazy, but I still support Trump. But with all this trials and court and bullcrap court and witch hunt court, I still support him, and he should not be going through these indictments and stuff. I think it's a bunch of cap and bullcrap. These witch hunts are, and these trials and these indictments are baloney and bullcrap and anything else. I support Trump, and I hope he wins this case. I bet he will, but I don't know with these Democrat judges and these Democrat attorney generals and attorneys. But so I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the outcome of this trial. I'm concerned. I'm not saying he should be doing this, but he is. The truth of the matter is he is because of Democrats and because of Biden. They want to cheat and they want something to happen. Um, But I disagree with the court, and I don't think he should be dealing with court or trial. But the truth of the matter is, he is dealing with the issues, the witch hunts. And hopefully he does beat the case, and he shouldn't even have a case to deal with, but he does. So my concern is, and they're even saying, Trump's team is even saying in 2026 that there will be a trial. And that's concerning to me. And hopefully he does win the election. He might. But but my fear is he'll have a trial in 2026, and that will be, I don't know how that would turn out. They're saying that it might be in 2026 his trial for these charges, these bullcrap fake charges. Not fake because it's happening, but these bullcrap charges that should not be charges at all for him. And he did nothing wrong. But my concern is, yeah, he might win, but our goal as Republicans is to get him a second term that he deserves. And a full term. A full second term. That he deserves. He does deserve a second term. But that's our goal, is to have a second term. But if he has to do trial, and we don't know how it's going to turn out with these Democrat judges, these Democrat attorney generals, we don't know how this is going to turn out in 2026, when it happens in 2026. Let's say he wins in 2024. And if he has these trials and these issues in 2026, which, by the way, is also a midterm year, which is concerning to me. But, I know he would have vice president that would take over, but our goal is to have a full term, and that might be affected with the trials that his team is running for 2026. Sorry about that. That's my concern. That's my concern, and I think he should also be on a debate stage. I do, and I agree with Chris Christie. He needs, and other people, in a way. Not totally, I don't totally agree with Chris Christie. But Donald Trump should go to these debates and prove them wrong. I think he should go to the next debate, or the next debates. Anyway, so he would almost be like Donald Duck anyway. I disagree with that statement. I think that statement's kind of harsh, but let's be honest, Trump says similar stuff too. So, anyway, I don't make it right, but if he can dish it, he can take it. But anyway, I think he should be on a debate stage. But my fear also is, if he becomes the nominee and the Democrats hate him so much, well, the Democrats pretty much hate all Republicans, let's be honest, but I'm afraid if he becomes the nominee and President Biden becomes the nominee, Crazy Joe, I shouldn't say president, but Crazy Joe becomes the nominee, I'm afraid that he won't win an election, that Trump won't win an election, because I think they might have a better chance of cheating, and they would probably want to cheat because they have it. Hate Trump. Now, if it was someone that was a nominee like DeSantis, DeSantis might have a better chance of winning the electoral college and maybe even flipping states that Hillary Clinton won, even. Like Nevada. People are saying that DeSantis might be better in Nevada with the Latinos and stuff. I think DeSantis does better in Florida with the Latinos and other Latinos. And I just think maybe we do need a generation change, and maybe people are getting old for those. And that's another issue. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think it is time for generational change, and I think Vic Ramaswamy, I agree with Vic Ramaswamy on all the most of the issues, and I think he would be a good vice president for Trump, or a great president even. But my fear is, even if he wins this election, and hopefully a Republican does, and I bet some Republicans will win, and I think Republicans right now are doing much better than Biden at this point. Hopefully we do have a Republican winning election. And I don't care who that Republican is, unless it's Mike Pence or Chris Christie or Asia Hutchinson. The winos should not be president. But if it's Trump or DeSantis or even Vic Ramaswamy, or we have great candidates for the most part. Tim Scott is a great one. The winos aren't so great, but the Republican Trump-based people. So I think all of them are great, but I think Trump does need to debate. But anyway, because if he don't debate anytime soon, I'm not going to support him during the primary season. I'm just not. Because I think he needs to debate. He needs to stand up for himself and debate and fight the rhinos. He needs to fight off the rhinos. He needs to fight off the swamp and truly do it. Okay. Yes, he could do his rallies and campaign and against rhinos and against the swamp, which he does. But I want to see it like face to face with these people and prove those people, the rhinos like Chris Christie, wrong and fight him off. But I just have this. Even if Trump wins and becomes president in 2025, hopefully, that'd be great. I support Trump. And I would support him as president if he becomes, fortunately becomes president. I didn't mean to say unfortunately. But fortunately he becomes president somehow, again, which he deserves. He deserves a second term. He shouldn't have lost the first one. But my fear is he's not going to serve out for a full term. Sorry, I can't speak. But he deserves a full term, and that might not work out very well with this trial in court and witch hunt. That's my fear. I want him to serve a second term that he deserves. He does deserve a second term. But my fear he's not going to be able to do that. That's my concern. That's my fear. I still want him to win, but the goal from the GOP should be having him win, having him debate, and doing these trials now so we know the outcome of it and not have to wait until 2026. So I don't want in the middle of his term not find out he won't be able to finish his term. That's our goal. Our goal, I thought, was to him to have a second term that he deserves, to help the American people and have solutions and get things done, which he will. He would. And he did. Trump was an amazing president, but it might be time to move on. I don't know. Like, he could still do his rallies and we could still support him, but I don't know what his future holds, unfortunately. And that's the Democrats' fault, right there. And I support DeSantis, I support Vic Ramaswamy, maybe Vic more than DeSantis, I don't know. But I support what DeSantis is doing in Florida, and how cool would it be if he became president on January 2025, DeSantis, and America, the whole nation, including Indiana, here in Indiana, would be just like Florida. And Florida has barely any taxes. And we don't do wokeism in Florida. We need to get rid of wokeness in the whole nation. We still have wokeness in areas. So we need to completely get rid of it. That's our goal. I don't think Trump ever done anything to stop critical race theory. But we need action. I think DeSantis will truly protect the border, protect. Trump would too, but I think he would. Maybe DeSantis would do more, and do more against wokeness than Trump. He might cut back on a bunch of taxes and not do a bunch of taxes. Um, and that might have consequences to it, but maybe prices might go higher for certain families. But I'd rather do that than pay a bunch of taxes or have a bunch of taxes. I'd rather just have something else. But anyway, I want how cool would it be if the whole nation would turn into Florida? Um, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. I want to be like Florida. Now we won't get the weather right. Not all the states will get the weather right, Florida, including my state of Indiana. But I wish. Um, but wouldn't that be still so cool? You know, we wouldn't have the palm trees, we wouldn't have the beaches, but we would have less taxes, maybe. But yeah. So, um, but how cool would that be? I think this thing just did do a little bit more than Trump, and and would do more than Trump maybe. Now, I'm not saying Trump didn't do great things. He made America great, but DeSantis is going to bring that greatness back and keep America first. That's our whole goal. I bet Trump would too, and do more than just keep America first and make it better. It'll be better, 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 probably, under DeSantis. So, Republicans need to unite in the House, unite in the Senate, focus on the House and Senate races, and our Republican candidates need to unite, and all Republicans need to unite, and in some way or other, and focus on what? What? Yeah. What? I guess so. What? Where would we be at then? Walk where? Well, let's pick this up. I'll just walk. I'll just walk in. My bedroom at mine. I don't want to be in my car right now. I guess we could park in the front. Park over there, trying to find a picture. Wherever we can. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, but that's my concern, and um, but we just need to unite and focus on the president election and governor elections and state elections and city elections, and we need to focus on the House and Senate, for sure. Um, and for sure, the president. That's our huge goal. is to get a true Republican, America first, make America great again type Republican president. It don't have to be Trump at this point. At this point, as long as it's not a Democrat and as long as it's not a rhino or a Democrat, as long as it's America first, make a MAGA Republican, then that'd be fine for me. Like, at this point, voters like us, and there's some stubborn voters out there, let's be honest, and I'm sorry that I said that, they're just always with Trump. And I support Trump. And I want Trump. But, at this point of time, with Biden, the economy, and everything, and all the hectic crap, at this point, I would vote for DeSantis if he was the nominee, and I would support and back him up. And I think us, as voters that might be watching this tonight, need to back someone that's a true Republican, that's America First Republican, that's not a rhino, that's not a Democrat. Need to back that person up, even if it's not Trump. If it's someone similar to Trump that wants the same thing that Trump did, if it's similar to Trump, then we should support and vote for that person. And I'm actually considering in the primary to vote for Vic Ramaswamy or DeSantis. Maybe more so DeSantis, because DeSantis, let's be honest, is popular. In Florida, popular with the whole nation, pretty much. Vic is new, and we don't know totally what Vic supports. So I would probably vote for DeSantis as a safe bet to be the nominee. And hopefully Vic becomes the vice president. Because Vic would be a great vice president. And Vic would be a great president, but maybe it's not his time to be president. Maybe 2028. Maybe not even 2028, maybe after that one. I don't know. Because we need someone like DeSantis to have 2 terms, which would be 2028. But anyway, we'll see. Yes, we want to go flaky and vote in 2028 and choose someone else if we don't like DeSantis that much, if we were wrong about him. But I trust DeSantis right now, and I trust what he says, and I trust his record, and he's done great things for Florida. And it'd be so cool if Florida would become every single state. That'd be so cool to me. And if Trump is, if something happens to Trump, I would like to see DeSantis or something. No, it's not like what they're doing to Trump. If something happens to Trump, it would be awful. But if something did happen to Trump, we just need DeSantis or something to be president. Because we just need somebody. We just need someone to replace Biden, to fix the issues. Most Republicans want to fix issues. They all want mostly the same thing, a little bit. But we just need somebody that's similar to Trump, just like Trump. So, I would support a DeSantis presidency if we had to. If we really had to. So, it's scary just how obsessed we are with Trump. And we don't even know what's going to happen with his court. So we need to focus on, we need a plan B. And I think that plan B would be either Vec Ramaswamy or Juan DeSantis at this point. That's our plan B. That should be our plan B. We should have a plan B. I think Trump should choose DeSantis or choose Ramaswamy. And I think we're having a very diverse crowd this year with the Republicans, and I think these people with Indian and Asian descent and black citizens that are running for president are Republican are proving these Democrats that they cannot be like that and still support Republicans. We're proving Democrats wrong. these people. Tim Scott's proving them wrong. Harry Elder's proving them wrong. Ben Carson back in the day proved them wrong when he was running for president. But and now Vic Ramaswamy, Indian descent, and Nikki Haley, which is a great person. I would support her too as vice president or something. But she is Indian descent. She's great, and she's a woman. And these people in the last couple of years, have been very proving Democrats wrong. But anyway, and as influencers like me, and as voters, are proving them wrong too. They're saying you can be black Trump supporter, you can be a gay Trump supporter, you can be a Hispanic that supports Trump. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think it's racist for Democrats. I said this before, but it's racist for Democrats saying you can only be, if you vote for Trump, you aren't black. That's what Biden said, and we all know that he said that. But anyway, that's what Democrats think, and that's racist to them. They say that we're racist. They're racist, and they need to remember the history of us. We got rid of our party with Abraham Lincoln. Got rid of slavery. So, and Democrats were the ones that had the slavery. Andrew Jackson, the first Democrat president, had slavery, supported slavery. So they need to think about our history that they want to get rid of, by the way. They say we want to get rid of theirs, but they want to get rid of the statues and stuff. But anyway, I'm moving on from that. But we need to have voters, us voters, I know we support Trump, we love Trump. I get that, but we need to, us voters, right now, with my influence and other people, we need to think about Plan B. Plan B. We truly do, unfortunately. I wish we didn't have to, but we do. We need someone that is basically almost exact same person as Trump. And yes, they're not business people like Trump, but I bet they would know that they do great things in their state with the economy in their state. So I trust that for our nation. So we need to unite, voters need to unite and say, okay, and come up with a Plan B candidate, meaning nominee, that they would vote for in the primary just in case. And I would recommend everybody vote for DeSantis or vote for Ramaswamy. Okay, I don't know what, but I don't know. I just have like nervous, and I'm just maybe anxious about this, maybe, and I'm just nervous about this election, and I'm just concerned about our goal, our main goal, our original goal. I think we need to change our goal, tweak it a little bit, because of all this court stuff, which is bullcrap, like I said. But the reality is, it's happening. It's a witch hunt. And that's the reality of it. So, our original goal was to have a second term. That's still kind of our goal, but we need to really consider a second goal and probably make that the main goal, just in case. Because we need something, our goal is basically to get him out of office. Biden out of office. We need change. Because the American people have been suffering since day one of Biden. We all know that. We know that. And I truly believe that Joe Biden and the Democrats know that. But they don't like saying it. I think they know what's going on. But they want to hide it. Because why wouldn't they not want to hide it? But I have some concerns going into this election. I think everyone does, but us as voters, we need to really think about this and keep on watching debates, keep on watching campaign rallies and events, and going to events if you can. And I'll keep on watching the Newsmax and Fox News and watching Trump and watching the debates and watching what's going on. Okay, with all the candidates, because we have to give most of these people, except for the rhinos, a chance. Here, we need to consider. We need to consider Tim Scott. We need to consider Trump. We need to consider DeSantis. We need to consider Vic Ramaswamy. We need to consider Nikki Haley. We need to ignore Asia Hutchinson. We need to ignore Chris Christie. We need to ignore former Vice President Mike Pence. And we need to consider the other people. Now, Doug Burnham, I don't know how I feel about him. But I haven't really heard that many negative things from Trump about him or Republicans at Kansas. I haven't heard anybody talk really truly bad about him. Calling him, I haven't heard him as a wino. I haven't had anyone say he's a wino. I'm not for sure about Doug Burnham. But I just know he's a North Dakota governor, and I bet he does great things for North Dakota. But if I find out something negative about him, or something wino type thing about him, then he'll be in the North Pole. But right now, Doug, I think, is a toss-up. I don't know. But we need to consider not Asia Hutchinson. We definitely not him. We don't consider the rhinos, which we know who the rhinos are. We need to consider Trump. We need to consider DeSantis, Ramaswamy, Tim Scott, and Nikki Haley. Those are the people that we need to have a plan B about and consider thinking about. Okay? Trump's on the top of the list. He's eating in polls with the primaries, but we need to consider other people, though, and give other people that are not rhinos, like I said, a chance. Okay? And maybe right now consider Doug Burnham, maybe. But I haven't heard too much about him. But we need to unite as voters and the Republicans need to unite so we can win this thing. That's our goal. And I bet we can do it right now. And it's looking in our favor. And the things that are happening in our favor and our achievements that Republicans are doing in the House and Republicans in states and stuff, and Republicans in cities and towns, and what they're doing and how they're flipping and how they're changing. I see positivity and there's hope out there. And sometimes it's hard to see the hope, but we need to have hope. We can't have fear. They made us fear of COVID, but we know not to fear. We should not be fearing anything right now. And we need to fight for what's right, continue fighting for what's right, and fighting for our nation, and voting, and not be afraid, and not have fear. They want to have us fear, but we need to be stronger from them. And we need to think for ourselves and think about this action. But we're seeing small victories, and I believe that we might win this election. But I just have concerns right now. And and probably once next year hits, maybe maybe I'll start seeing the hope better. Because I kind of see the hope right now, and I kind of see the victories right now, but it is hard to see it. Let's be honest, it is hard to see it. And let's talk about age, and that's been controversial the last couple months and a couple weeks. So the thing about the age with Biden, more so Biden, is not really the age. The age isn't the problem because Trump is similar age. The age isn't the problem. And we're not being ageist. Democrats like to call us ageist. Age isn't the problem. It's the brain. It's the mental. That's the problem. If you can do your job, and I don't care if you're 80, I don't care if you're 90, I don't care if you're 100, you do have wisdom. Some people do have wisdom. But if they're able to do their job and do their job right, and understand the Constitution still, then, and they're honest, and they have great values and great views on things, then, and they can mentally do it, and physically do it, like actually physically do work, then I think they should be president. I think Nikki Haley's right. They should be doing a confidence test, a mental test. I think Biden should do a mental test. I think Trump should be doing a mental test. I think any candidate for president should do a mental test. I think everybody in Congress even should be doing, and I think anyone in states and cities and towns should be doing a mental test. It's not, the age isn't the problem that we have with Biden. The problem might be the policies, and the problem is how he mentally does things. He can't walk very well. He's confused all the time. That's the issue. It's not the stutter either. That's not the issue either. It's not his stutter. He does have stutter. That's not the issue, because lots of people stutter. Sometimes I do it too. Not that bad as other people, but anyway. Okay, never mind. But it's not, the age isn't the problem, the stutter isn't the problem, but the confusion is the problem, the dementia is the problem. He has dementia. But the age isn't the issue with Democrats or Republicans. It could be, and I think it's time for Mitch McConnell to move on. I think it's time for other older Republicans to move on. We saw it with Dianne Feinstein, which rest in peace to her. I wish her family prayers, and I hope she rests in peace. But we saw her, after her instance, after her health issues, not retiring. We warned her to retire, not because she's a Democrat, but because of her mental capability and physical capability. Not because she's a Democrat, not because of her age, but her health condition. And I hope she rests in peace, and I feel bad for her, and I feel bad for her family. And maybe she wanted to serve for more people, and that's great. But it just depends on, how she does her job and how she's able to do it. And that's the problem that we're having as Republicans with Democrats, and even some of our own party members that are having health issues, that are having mental issues with dementia. Sometimes even mental issues. But rest in peace, her. Rest in peace, Dianne Feinstein. I may have disagreed with her. I did. But I hope she rests in peace. And God bless her. God bless her family. And hopefully she's in a better place. And no disrespect to her, but that's this example of it. That's not. She wasn't. The fact is, she just wasn't able to vote very well on her committee. She wasn't able to do her work that she needed to do for the American people, for the tax dollar. For the taxpayers. That's the issue that we had. Not her age, not because she's a Democrat or Republican, or whatever, but how she was able to do her work for the American people. That's the main issue. Now, enough of age and enough of whatever, but more hope. Here's some hope. And here's the hopefulness with the upcoming election that I kind of have. This was a Washington Post, be in mind, this is Washington Post, Democratic, and ABC. And Fox News reported it, Newsmax reported it, and it's true numbers. I believe it's true. And this is some good news for Republicans and Trump. And and I do hope that Trump wins. And these are some good numbers for Trump. Now, I don't know what the current polling numbers are for Trump and Biden, but this is if Biden was nominee, which he probably will be, um, and if Trump became the nominee, which he pretty much could be. And hopefully he does. I don't know. I still have to think about Trump. I'm still thinking about Trump right now. But this is from a Washington Post poll in ABC. And ABC, I think, does a good job of 538 with predicting elections. I think they kind of predicted the House races and stuff, but um, I think they do a decent job. And I think 538 is a very bipartisan polling place. But anyway, this is from Democrat polling place, and I believe this poll. I do. So this is the question that they asked to the American people. Not to me, but I guess it counts because it's still um, the American people. And this is from last month, but close enough. And this is from 890 registered voters. Okay? Which is a lot. Um, anyway, if the election were held today, on September whatever, of 2023, who would you vote for? 52% said President Trump, which is great. 42% said Crazy Joe, which that 42% number is kind of iffy, just like the 81 million votes was iffy, maybe. I kind of have a different opinion on that, but I'm not going to talk about it. But it's good news for Trump. This poll is good news for Trump. And that made me very happy to see that. Just like it made me happy to see the impeachment of Biden. And what I say about that is, impeach the mother beeper. I'm not going to say it, but that's what they said about Trump when he got impeached. So I'm going to say it back to Democrats and say it back to Biden. Just like they said it to Trump. Impeach him. Let's get him now. But this is good news. This is good news for Trump, and it's very good news for Republicans, and it gives me hope, a little bit of hope. If the election were held today, and I bet this will continue because I think things are going to get worse before they get better with Biden. They've been worse since day one. I think went downhill on day one of Biden, and 1 year into Biden. And still to this day, it's gone worse. Everything has gone worse, and we see it. And we see the comparison of prices from 2020 compared to now. Even during the pandemic, when financial times are a little bit tough, but financial times in 2020 were much better than 2021. So we see the difference, and we saw the inflation go up. So the fact of the matter is, we're seeing the comparison, and the fact of the matter is, the inflation, the policies, Biden, are awful policies, and anything, and economics is worse than it was during economic challenges during the pandemic. The so-called pandemic. Don't get me started on that, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't want this video to be banned, um, but anyway, this is a victory in my opinion. And I think the House election, that was a red wave. Now, I wish we won the Senate. I wish it was a total red wave, but, um, but it wasn't. But it was still winning, even just winning the House, that's a red wave to me. Because we flipped a bunch of seats, and just winning the House during Biden's presidency, that's a big deal. That's a big freaking deal because it stopped his policies. And even though it's not a big victory, but it's still a victory. And it's still big. Especially during Democratic times, like unfortunate Democratic times. But there's small victories. I see small victories all the time. It might be hard for you to see it, but there is. It's hard for me to see it too, but there is. I see it all the time on the news, on here, on Instagram. That I follow Newsmax and everything. I just don't really talk about it that much, and I haven't been doing this for a long time, but I'm back now. Um, this is a big episode, so um, because there's lots to talk about, and there's lots of things to talk about, but I think people covered it already to everybody. Um, but yeah, 52 to 41%. That's a big deal, and that's good news for us, and bad news for them. Let's be honest. I bet if the election was held today, DeSantis and Biden, I bet DeSantis would also be 52% or higher, maybe even higher than Trump, if DeSantis was the official nominee. But I bet that was just for Trump, which is good news. And I was shocked in a good way that was the result. I do think maybe we did go Democratic. Maybe Trump people that voted for Trump in 2016 were just so mad about, the COVID crap. Maybe they thought it was real. Maybe they just had mixed messaging. Maybe they were just doing it for a difficult time, and maybe they thought maybe Biden, with the talk that he did, just like Obama had to talk, and lie to us, um, just like Biden's doing, and maybe we just got, maybe possibly Biden won the election. I don't know. And it's, it's hard to tell. I don't know. I just, maybe, I don't know if it was 181 million votes, but maybe we did shift a little bit in 2020. But we regret it now, and we want to maybe shift back. I don't know. I've been thinking about it the last couple of months. I don't know. Maybe we did shift a little bit as Republicans. Maybe we shifted to Democrat. Maybe it was just a tough time, a rough time. I don't know. I don't know. But no matter what it is, we're still having small victories, and we're looking good. And the Washington Post and ABC saying that is looking decent and looking pretty good. Now, there's so much more work to do going into 2024, but these small victories are giving hope to me. So yeah, that's really I just want to talk about, where we left off since the election in 2022, and there's other things that have happened in this nation that are pretty big, but I think everyone knows about, whatever. Um, but but I think I got the summary of it all, pretty much summarized. So I think I did a good job talking about everything that I wanted to talk about and what I needed to talk about. I feel like and catch up with where we were before and where we are now. So, and where we need to go. We all know where we need to go. I feel like, hopefully. And I think we're starting to get common sense back, and I think we're starting to wake up more. And I think woke people are starting to somewhat get wake up. Now there's still so many people to wake up, but they will wake up eventually. I believe. Hopefully. But I think I summed it up, everything, pretty much, everything. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about, pretty much, that came up since the last time we met. Um, so, yeah. And we still have much work to do. And we also have upcoming elections to talk about, and there's candidates out there that I need to talk about and support and do research on. We got two big state elections, governor elections, in 2023 this year, this November, on November 7th, which is Mississippi and Mississippi, oh, Mississippi and Kentucky have elections going on this year, this November, on November 7th. So I think I'm going to talk about, the next episode will be, I don't remember when the episode, I'm trying to get my phone, hold on, I hate how it passcode. Oh, look at that, there's the conspiracy light. We all know this. It's not like conspiracy, it's just, TV remotes do that too, but did you see that? Yeah. Oh, all device, even TV remotes do that. And it's not really theory. It's the truth. So, but I don't know. It's a Face ID thing. That's what it is. But why do they want my face? I don't know. I have Face ID now, and it's kind of difficult. And I have a code now. I didn't have a code before, but I lost my phone one time. I thought someone stole it, and I got it, of course, duh. But I just wanted to put a code on there so if someone did steal it, they wouldn't be able to get into it. And I have Face ID to protect it, and I have a code on there, so unless someone cuts off my face, and I shouldn't have said that, but and steals my face, they won't be able to get it. Or if I show someone a code, but anyway, let me see. So, when the next episode of this is for season 3. And I can't believe we're surviving Joe Biden. I don't know how we're doing it, but we are. So the next episode of this series, this season, is November 2nd. And November 2nd, I'm going to talk about Mississippi and Kentucky governor election, and talk about the Republicans in those two races. And they're great people. I will talk about them and encourage, if you're a Mississippian or if you're a Kentuckian, I would recommend. I would like to encourage you to vote for these people, these Republicans. And then on November 2nd, so the next one is November 2nd. The next one where I'm gonna campaign, or not really campaign. I'm not campaigning for anybody. This is not an official campaign. I'm just going to talk about the Republican candidates against the Democrat candidates in Mississippi and the Democrat governor in Kentucky. But anyway, and then on November 7th, the day of the election, just like I did last year during the 2022 election, on election day, I'm going to talk about Mississippi and Kentucky governor election night special. So, this is on my Instagram, and Facebook, so you can find the schedule. I have the schedule of my next episodes on here. These are 3 big episodes. Today was a big episode, of course. But that's the 3 episodes I'm doing for season 3. Because, this series, sometimes does get overwhelming for me, so I just wanted 3 big things. And not a bunch of episodes, because it does get overwhelming. Because I have a busy life right now, so I just don't want to do a whole bunch of stuff right now. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. So, I thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for supporting my channel and watching my videos. Make sure you support my channel by subscribing to my channel so you never miss a video. and like this video, share this video if you want. So thank you for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.